So jumping right into this recap, this lady is talking about her husband, obviously. And what she's sharing is how her husband basically didn't appreciate her and was basically just using her for money. You know, we've heard these stories over and over and over again, right? But what she ended up doing was securing herself and covering herself in the end. And even his sister get involved. People, take a listen to what was shared in this episode on Unstoppable Live.
I was having a problem in my house with my husband because I found out that he was arrested. And when I found out that he was arrested now, it was similar days before I have the interview. So he and I were having argument in the house pertaining to the reason why he got arrested. And then I was saying that it wasn't something that necessarily he shouldn't have got arrested for. But I have the interview date and everything just come in at the same time. So he said, oh, he gonna get sued by the person who had a fight with him why he got arrested for. And in order for him to come to the interview with me, I have to give him $5,000. So I said, well, I'm gonna get $5,000 at this point in time. That's like hit me suddenly. It was like a blow to the heart. And he didn't care because he was thinking about, oh, he had a court date set up where he has to go figure out his problem and this assault charge that he went and fight somebody. All right. It was a long week. It was a week of argument. The whole week was upside down in the house. The week was just like a week of turmoil. And I don't have that money to come up with at hand. So it's like I'm thinking, where am I going to come up with it? If I even put some cards together and scrape here and scrape there, it's still going to need a little makeup. And I called up my sister and I said, I need to talk to you because I have a problem. Thank God I never disrespect my sister or live bad with her from being here. And I called her up because this can't keep hush-hush no more. So I reach out to my sister and I tell my sister, listen, we're not living good. And over the period of time, I did my part in the house. There was nothing left else for me to do because I genuinely love him and we're living together. So basically, this was a surprise when I come up with the fact that the interview is around the corner and he not going because he need $5,000 because he need to prepare money so that if he got sued by this party who he assaulted and went to jail to it, he have that to give them. So knowing my sister, it's gonna become a big family problem. It's not gonna just sweep under the carpet or not gonna be hush hush anymore. And she looked at me and she said, what are you gonna do? Because this is at the point in time where I have to make a decision. Am I gonna be with this person who gonna come after me for everything he could get, everything that I work for, and I have my whole life ahead of me, my children involved and all that. And at the same time I have to take care of my kids, do construction, prepare homes and everything for them. It's too much for me. So I sit at my sister's house and I said, there are times in our life when we reach a breaking point, and I think my breaking point is now because I don't know if God put me through this test for some reason or another, but this is my breaking point because I never expect this to reach like this. And it's not that I wasn't the type of person who don't help. The way I was brought up and in our family, we have each other back. And when I married to him, I had his back. but he obviously didn't have mine. And my sister and I make a decision. She said, if I happens to give you something, how you gonna able to return it back to me? And I said, I will give it back to you, but at least you, in a little bit when I get paid and stuff and put stuff together, because I work very hard. I know I could come up with the resource, but at the moment I don't have the resource immediately. So she think about it. She said she's gonna pull some finance around in her account, check the date when the mortgage is due, and pull some finance around. So she did the calculation, and when she did the calculation, she come up with the money. She wrote me a check, and when she wrote me a check, I took it to the bank. We have the same bank, so it wasn't a long period of time for the bank to know that the money is legit and ready in the account. So I like 3 days I could able to get the money to withdraw. When I deposit that check, I wait like 3 days and then I could get the money from the account. All right. And I went and get the money from the account. I came into my house back where I live with him because we haven't been speaking from there on. The house was like a battlefield. All right. So 2 days now, work down for the day. I get stuff out. I put them aside because I need to get stuff in order. And when I get the stuff out and put them in order, I missed one evening work and I said, I'm waiting for you. So if you're close to the house, you need to come home. He came and sit down. So he said, what all these stuff out? I said, oh, I'm preparing stuff because we have this to take care of. All right. He sit down, he said, I never wanted to be like this, but he don't have a choice. He's trying to get something in return to finance his problem to take care of. But I said, if you do this at this time to me, you know it's going to cause a bigger problem on us. He don't answer. He just sit down, holding his head down, as if he were thinking. So I said, which way you going to go? Because you put me at a cross point now that it's going to go one way or the other. He's still not answering. So basically, I'm talking, but he's not partaking in the conversation. All right. I pulled my bag up. I said, I have some paperwork I need you to sign. Because in order for you to go out with this money, you're going to sign something for me. And I need this signature saying that you took this money from me because I have decision that I need to make and I have proofs that you took this out of my hand. He hold on his head. He said, what I mean? I said, oh, you mean what I mean? I said, you put our marriage in a situation where I have decision to make. And since I have decision to make, this is how it's going to go. I never speak like that before. To him, I'm speaking as if we're going to separate or we're going to be living in different places. I said, well, if that happened, who put it to that point? That's going to be in your hands, right? Because that's what you cause at the moment. He said, you couldn't be more lenient. I said, there's no lenient. I should be the one asked him to be lenient because I didn't deserve this. So he said, oh, you go to your family, right? You go to your family and they decide our life now. I said, whatever you want to put it, I have somebody in my corner that I have to go to. So I put a piece of paper on the table that I have something written on because while I was with my sister, she drafted up her information on paper and said his signature need to be on this. If that was the case, and he's gonna take that money from me. All right. So I said, you have to sign it. Oh, you're not gonna sign it. I said, well, no deal. Because when he read what is on the paper, he realized I could hold him accountable for a lot of things. So he get up and walk away like he was using the bathroom or something. When he walk away and use the bathroom, I don't know if he sent a text or what he did, but he did something in the bathroom. And then the door, couple minutes buzz, like a period of time passed, the doorbell buzz. He went and he answered the door as if he were expecting somebody. All right, because I know I wasn't expecting nobody and it wasn't a package or anything. So he answered the door. And when he answered the door, his sister turned up and said, good evening. So I said, good evening. And she said, do you mind I come in and I sit down? I want to talk with you because she called his name and she said he called her to ask if he could come here to speak with me. I said, what do you want to come here and speak to me for? Because this is between me and him. So obviously he's been telling you what is going on. So now he wants you to do what? To speak to me on what behalf? Anyway, when she came in, that was what I said. So she called him and they sit down. And when they sit down, like in the living room, facing me because I turn away. He said, I'm sorry, but see if you could get her to come to an agreement with me. So it's like, will you bring your sister to sorry and see if she could get to come to an agreement with me? I don't know what your sister is doing in this conversation, but anyway, she come and she says, I said, let me ask you a question. Is this your point of view or is this his point of view? Because it is going on as if you know all along about this situation. So is it you asking for the funds or he asking for the funds in order to get money to pay for the court hearing? And she started telling me, oh, they live very close, so she knows the reason why he asked me for this at this late point in time, because he don't tell me the full problem that he is going through in the fight, and he just want to have something to put aside for emergency. I said, but look into it on my point of view. Does you think he's going about it the right way? Because with all this going on his side, he could have talked to me or discussed something in a very different way. He don't just hold me like ransom at the last point in time in my life. This is a relationship. We're living together. We're doing things together. So what is he saying that will make no sense on my point of view? Anyway, she said, yeah, you're right. This is going to cause a little bit of problem if I could forgive him. I said, no, I can't forgive him. I have to borrow this money from my sister. You think my sister going to forgive me in order to forgive him? Hell no. This is going to be more thing to come behind it. So I said, put yourself in my position. Your brother is not making a wise decision. And at this point in time, what's going to happen to us? It's going to be a consequence, because I could never sleep in the bed with him and think about him as a genuine person in my life anymore. So she said, yeah, I'm right. I said, I go and borrow to make my thing come true. You think I could look upon him and say that I'm going to invite him to family function and all that? No, it's not going to happen because one of my family going to tell the other members what he did, and it's going to cause a problem. So she said she don't know how that part going to work. I said, I know how it's going to work. I know how it's going to work. So guess what? You in agreement with him because you're here to plead on his behalf. But guess what? I have to plead on my behalf because at the end of the day, it's going to boil down that I make a mistake of being with him for all these years. We've been living together for years. So it's going to be over in another day. He let me head, unstoppable. I tell you the truth. He's shamed because he realized he shouldn't have done what he done. But unfortunately, God put it that way. I believe God put it that way to get him out of my life now. Because there's no way I could take so much money from my sister and it happens to give it to him and at the same time still be around with him. So I gave her the information that was on the notepad that he didn't sign. So when she looked at it, she said, oh, it's like this is an agreement. I said, yeah, because I have to have proof that if he messed me up now, after all that I've been going through and all that I've done for him, I have an upper hand to do something with it. Because there's no way we're going to have happily ever after at this point in time. And I said, you're here. So if he happens to stick to his word, you know something. Why he call you? She said, yes, you know. I said, okay, so you in it on him. So I said, you signed it and him signed it, okay? You knew. So basically, both of them want the money. You sign it, he signed it. In order for you and him to walk out this door with that money, you have to put your signatures on it because it's going to be a consequence. Somebody has to go down. Mm-hmm. I didn't get it easy. I have to go back and pay it back. Okay. She signed it. He signed it. Okay. And when I put the money down, she was the one who took it up. She took it up and both of them counted every penny cashed. And when she counted, it's like, I see like a smirk as if, woo, counting. I don't say nothing because Unstoppable, I swear to God, he never knew I'm going to come up with a piece of paper for him to sign and he don't know the repercussion of that paper. Because if he make one mistake now and didn't turn up, it was all hell gonna break loose. Because I already built a 4-bedroom house in my home for my kids. So I didn't gonna be left out of door. At work, I have my certificate so I could get a job anywhere else. I could even go to another country and get a job if I even don't want to stay into my country, Jamaica. So he knows how hard I work. He knows the situation that he was making the mistake, not me. And maybe God put it that this is how he's going to walk out through the door. Easy. Because there wouldn't be no turning back. So when the sister and him signed the paper, he can't look at me, no. He cannot look at me because he realized I was being steady, but I was being cold even though I was being steady. Because everything was going to be done. All right. She said, she's sorry to have to work out like this. I said, why are you sorry that it worked out like this? I am happy because I could get everything I just give back to you. I could get everything because I'm not lazy and that is only cash. When you die, you could get back anything you lost. All right. So he did came to the interview. I mean, the couple of days that were left, He put himself together. I pick out the outfit and everything, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad interview. Thank God, like God rolled in my favor. At the same time, um, my son filing were already doing in the embassy back home. So I didn't regret paying the money because I was gaining the victory through God. My son filing came through, and in no time, the minute my son picked up the passport back from the what do you call it, the delivery service back home, the following day he was on a plane to the United States. So even though I have my life messed up here, I have to be showing good faith for my child because I don't want him to know that this is the life he's coming up to meet. And I keep a lot of things from my kids. I never let them know this part about my relationship with my husband, because my relationship with him, I really did love this man. I really did care for him. But obviously, for alternate reason, he was using for what he could get. All right. One day, after all the interview finished and everything, I said, my son don't know anything. Don't discuss anything with my child. Oh, the boy don't really talk with me. I said, he don't know you. Don't try to be his dad, okay? Don't try to be his dad. He's a coming. He knows his father. He knows his father is dead and buried. So don't try to be his dad. He's gonna be manageable to you because he's just getting to know the place, getting to know the system. So don't try to force him into stuff that he don't want to be forced into. Let him grow into knowing you. Kids are like that. They're a little resentful at first because they don't know somebody. So they have to gain your love, gain your trust. That's what I said to him. And I said, it doesn't really matter to me if you never gain your love or gain your trust after what you did to me. So he don't answer again. He said, I hope you're not turning him against me because I know he loves kids. I said, no, I would never turn him against you because the limited time you have to be around him, he's going to be just what he sees. He will know what he sees. I'm not telling him anything because that part of my life I'll never discuss to my children. Okay, because I don't want to bring kids into grown-up business. So my son, I got him registered into school and just kind of get him to know the streets. We go out and stuff like that. I'll take him out, places. It's like he getting upset over every little thing. Where you guys going every minute? Where you guys going? You're supposed to be resting. You get a little time. I said, listen, don't act as if we are lovers. You show me the side that you are right now. I'm focusing on my child right now. Thank God. God give me something to focus on apart from you. That's what I telling him. So he's getting uncomfortable with that because he realized that his doors is kindly closing. His doors has been going slowly but surely closing. So one day it was the holiday in November, Thanksgiving. So I got dressed. I took my son to my family's house because we're gonna have Thanksgiving. I didn't invite him because I'm not gonna invite him to no function because my sisters knows what's going on. So me and my son get ready and I'm gonna go to Thanksgiving to have dinner with my family. And before I go to the door with my child, he say, "Oh, so it's gonna be like that, huh?" I said, "What are you talking about? You going today? It's Thanksgiving. Whose house we're gonna have dinner? Is it gonna be our house, your family house, or my family house?" I said, "Obviously, there's no Thanksgiving here, so I'm going to my family's house to have Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna go to your family's house to have Thanksgiving because I don't want to be around them." because he don't have a lot of family either. He just have a aunt, the aunt husband, and the sister, her kids, and some other people somewhere else out of state. So it's not going to be a lot of people. So he want to be somewhere to take part, but he's not going to be with my kids and my family. So he's sitting out if it's going to be like that. So before I go through the door, I said, yes, this is going to be, because I'm not going to your family house and you're not coming to my family house. So you're going to see between the line where you're going to go from here. Because from the day he took that money from me, a different side started chipping in my life. My home become more cold. It wasn't humor anymore, because obviously it's like, did you know the thing that's sleeping with your enemy? That
Yes.
thing, I think I was sleeping with my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I become, sleeping with my enemy. So basically, he's saying that if that's how it's gonna be, so I take my child and we went through the door. When I went through the door, it's like during the process of the evening with the dinner at my sister's house, my phone was keep going up. My phone was keep going up, checking up, checking up, checking up, because he sensed that there was gonna be soon that the, he gonna go through the house, through the door. And during the course of the dinner, my sister were looking at me as if, why are you going on your phone? We're at the dinner, we're at dinner. And I told her it was him. So she said, excuse us 1 second, because she have kids in her house too, and friends over too. And we went into the third bedroom in her house, and she said, don't let him here start with him in your life. And I started to cry, and I said, yes, I knew that. That is something that I've already planned. It's Thanksgiving. I don't want to disturb the dinner. Friends and family over. And she said, dry your tears. Dry your tears. I have your back. I'm not going to leave you bring you this far and leave you. I have your back. I said, thank you, my sister. You are unconditionally my sister, because you are the only person who knew what I'm going through. At that time, I could able to go back and forward. So he said, take time out, leave a little bit. And I said, okay, I'm going to ask you, buy a ticket online for 2, and me and my son going to go home for 2 weeks. And after I come back, it will be close to the new year. So when that time comes, I'll take it from there. So I went to Jamaica in a long time. I went to Jamaica, took my son, and we went away for 2 weeks. He didn't even know that I was going away, because I tell you, our house changed. And I think my house changed for the better, because he buyed himself through the door. He started stalking me. If I go to hair salon, when I go to hair salon like mostly nighttime, because that's the little time I have. My hairdresser knows him pretty well. She would say, "Helping across the street. What is he doing?" I said, "I don't know." And if I come out of the hair salon, he cross the street sitting down. If it's winter, he cross the street sitting down in the cold, as if he's worried. I said, well, little too late. He's worried. He kind of keep track where I'm going. Okay. He got worried. He got worried knowing that he had no power. I think he pulled me to the last straw, and there were no turning back. So he's stalking me as if he want to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, stuff like that. He trying to make conversation with my son. My son never really speak much, because he more observe. He realized he don't have no control now. He can't get money. He can't get nothing. And he not getting any love. He know that I change. I don't even speak to him anymore from that day. I don't speak with him. He don't get to collect anything from the day he took that $5,000. I tell you, unstoppable. I stopped talking with him. He's like, I frozen. I get cold. But I know I'm going to get back the money because I work. So it was just one of them days. I lose a lot. I go through a lot. I was working with construction, doing some things for my kids' home. I get licked right there, left, right, and center. And I tell you, I recuperate. Okay. So he knows that I was a different person.
Now, if you found this one interesting and you want to listen to the rest of what was shared, click the link that will be in the description and it will take you to the exact video where you can listen to the rest of the story that was shared. While you're over there, please remember to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and also hit the subscribe button right here as well so that you never miss another Unstoppable recap. Listen, until the next recap, stay strong, stay positive, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.